Alright guys, I've been motoring through videos. It is December 10th. Might as well get one last one done. We got November pickups. Not unboxings, but pickups. A lot of this is from a book sale. And this is kind of an unboxing video without boxes, because I do have stuff from Hamilton Book. The package was just way too big to keep around right now. So also a few titles I grabbed while in Delaware visiting Bridget's family for the holidays, and some stuff from Best Buy. So we're going to dive right in. Tons of stuff from multiple book sales, not just one book sale. I went to a lot of book sales, as I mentioned in a previous video. October and November, it seemed like every weekend a different library was having a book sale. Some were a lot better than others. This is a combination of everything. So I paid on average between 50 cents and $2 for everything here. CDs, I usually don't think I paid more than $1 for any CD. So we're going to dive right in, because I actually have a big stack of CDs here. So let's dive right in. We got Blink 182, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. See if that joke hit with anybody. That is what the album's called. This from 2001. This was a high school listen on the regular for me. This has been an album that has been in my rotation. Man, when did this come out? 95. So I want to say middle school Rick. Yeah, middle school Rick was a big fan. And that is Infinite Sadness. Hi, hello. Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy, and the Infinite Sadness. The 2 CD, the original pressing with books. I think it has both books. There's a crack in the case, but you usually don't find the original pressing. You find like the CD Club pressing of it. This is the original pressing from 95. So grab that. I used to own it. I haven't been able to find it. Another CD I thought I owned, but I haven't come across, is The Wedding Singer. This being the first soundtrack, they did put out more music from The Wedding Singer. So this is a fun soundtrack. Lots of good songs on there, plus Somebody Kill Me that he sings in the movie. Together Again, I was able to find the first Together CD at Columbus over the summer. And I came across this. I said, well, let's round out the Together collection. What I need to find now is, Bridget keeps asking, I need to come across the Together DVD of the original movie. I looked on eBay. That thing is stupid expensive, especially for such a silly show / movie. I do want to get my hands on it to revisit it, but not at over $100. So I grabbed this CD, Together Again. So I now own both Together albums. Then we have Fall Out Boy, Take This to Your Grave. This was early Fall Out Boy before I got into them. So grab that. This is cool. The Euro Trip soundtrack featuring Scotty Doesn't Know, of course. So pretty cool to have that in the collection. This, I did not own the physical soundtrack. I downloaded it a while ago. And that is the Baby Driver dual CD set. So much good music in Baby Driver. And the 2 CD set for like $1 was an awesome find. So got that. Another CD I never owned physically, Sublime, self-titled, from 96. I listened to this a lot in middle school as well. This Bridget picked out. It has so much good music on it, just solid songs. It is the 2012, that was terrible English, so many solid songs, not so much solid songs, sorry. The 2012 Grammy nominee CD, Adele, Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Foster the People, Coldplay, Foo Fighters, Mumford & Sons, Taylor Swift, Tony Bennett, and Amy Winehouse. So lots of good music with the slipcase, which is kind of cool. So Bridget picked this one out as well. We'll have to keep this out since it's that time of the year. It is a Motown Christmas featuring the Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, Temptations, Diana Ross, Smokey Robinson. That's pretty much them from 1973, re-released in 92. So I'll keep that out to listen to. We should have listened to that when we put up the tree, but leave that out. And then last but not least, the last CD I grabbed, this is from 2001, right? It was after 9/11. It is The Concert for New York City, David Bowie, Bon Jovi, Jay-Z, Goo Goo Dolls, Billy Joel, Adam Sandler, Eric Clapton, Destiny's Child, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, The Who, Melissa Etheridge, James Taylor, John Mellencamp, Elton John, Paul McCartney, all on here. It is an amazing lineup. This was a big thing. It was a benefit concert that they did. It was either late, yeah, it had to be 01. It says 2001. But it was for the victims of 9/11 in New York City. So grab that because, I mean, just an amazing mix of artists there. So that is it for CDs. And I got a bunch of, oh, sorry. All right, we're good. My phone has been acting a little wonky this morning. All right, we're good. Sorry. I got some movies, DVDs, and Blu-rays, and one 4K at the book sales as well. These, once again, anywhere $1 or $2. They were never more than $2, which is why I love book sales. If you want, you can wait till like the last day, and then they do bag sales. But then, people just like throw stuff in bags. You have to deal with scanners at a lot of book sales, but you can still find amazing titles, as you guys will see, or have seen. I got some stuff to resell, but this stuff was all for me to check out. So this movie caught my eye. Actually, I think Bridget picked this one out and showed it to me. The cast is awesome. It's an HBO home video. This movie stars Jeff Daniels, Danny Aiello, Terry Hatcher, James Spader, Eric Stoltz, Charlize Theron, and that is 2 Days in the Valley. I've never seen that one. This movie, Bridget and I didn't know about this, and we were reading about it. I want to say it was maybe a Shout sale, a Shout Select sale. Didn't want to quite spend the money on the Blu-ray of it because we had never seen it. Came across it at a book sale, and I said, we'll get the DVD and check it out. And it is Backbeat, which stars Stephen Dorff. But the thing that really caught my eye is it includes music from Dave Grohl, and then David Perner from Soul Asylum, and Mike Mills from REM. So a really good soundtrack. Plus, you have Stephen Dorff in it as well. So, and it's about the Beatles. So, yeah. Backbeat. Had to grab that. This one caught my eye. It is a, what's the label called? Oscilloscope, I believe it is. And it stars Chris Messina and Rashida Jones, and that is Monogamy. It's in like a paper casing. This seems weird for Rashida Jones. Definitely not necessarily her normal movie. But yeah, it sounded really good. So grab that. It's the problem with book sales. Stuff is so cheap. I'm like, well, this sounds interesting. I've never seen or heard of this. Let's get it. And then I have nowhere to put it. That's what happened with this title, which it's from the director of The Wolf Pack, which was an awesome documentary. It also used to belong to a library. You're going to see that with the stickers all over the front, but just sounds awesome. It's a film called Skate Kitchen. So apparently Skate Kitchen is a New York City-based skateboard crew. So it almost seemed like it was a documentary, but this one, I mean, it has Jaden Smith in it, and it looks like it's not necessarily a documentary, like there's acting stuff in it, but it features the real Skate Kitchen, so, which is a real group. I'll grab this one, The Roast of Dennis Leary, Uncensored. I love Comedy Central roasts, so I wanted to grab that. Looks like we got, who's on here? Colin Quinn, Jeff Garlin, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, Jon Stewart, Conan O'Brien, Jim Brewer. So this is an older roast for sure, one of the earlier roasts. So I don't think Whitney or Amy Schumer will be on it. Maybe Greg Giraldo, but I did not know this existed. I will not lie, I used to watch the show back in the day on HBO, but this is I guess an hour documentary, so this might have predated the show. It's funny to find a book sale. It is HBO Presents Cat House. If you guys don't know what it's about, you can Google it. Just don't Google it at work or somewhere you don't want to see it being Googled. And then the last DVD I grabbed from a book sale. This one, I don't know what caught my attention more, the actors or the fact that it was from the director of Empire Records and Pump Up the Volume. And it blew my mind that the same person directed Pump Up the Volume as Empire Records, because I still haven't seen Pump Up the Volume. But it stars Scott Speedman, Wes Bentley, and Taryn Manning, and is a film called Weirdsville. I know nothing about this. When I saw it was directed by the guy who did Empire Records and Pump Up the Volume, I grabbed it. So let me know, guys, is this one any good? Is it not very good? Because I've never even heard of this. So that is it for the DVDs that I grabbed at a book sale. Next up, we'll do the Blu-rays. Oh gosh. I'm hitting wires. That's why we can't have nice things, everybody. All right. So some Blu-rays here, and then a 4K. That was probably my favorite find from all the book sales. We have a sealed copy of The Stepford Wives, a film I've never seen. Once again, a loaded cast: Nicole Kidman, Bette Midler, Matthew Broderick, Christopher Walken, Glenn Close, Faith Hill. Directed by Frank Oz. So grab that. Then we have is this Australian? It said there's all regions on the artwork. I don't even know. Did this get a US Blu-ray? Let me know, guys. It says all regions right on the back. It is Turner and Hooch, which I don't think has a US Blu-ray. I could be wrong, but I thought that was a pretty cool find. Turner and Hooch is a movie I watched when I was super young. Haven't revisited it in quite some time. I just found out I'm lying to you guys. So that's it for the Blu-rays. This other Blu-ray I got somewhere different, so I'll go into that in a second. And then this was the find of all the book sales. I wish it had its slipcover, I'm not going to lie. But it is the 4K Blu-ray combo pack of The Prestige, a movie I've wanted to add to my collection on 4K. The slipcover is stupid rare. Like, stupid rare. Like, look up the value of the Prestige slipcover. It's wild. So, definitely wanted to grab this to add to the collection. There's a digital code inside of it. I have to see if that's still active. I can try to recoup my money from that digital code. Then I went to a local video game store. I've been there before with Dave. I was a bit bummed to see that they pretty much have gotten rid of all their movies. They no longer have a back storage room, which is where they had all their DVDs. They said they got rid of all that stuff. They recently had a flood issue, so the store smelled very musty. But I went in there because it was close to the library where one of the book sales was, and I actually found a wish list title that I thought I owned in my collection, but I did not. And so grabbed that. It was only like $3 or $4, and that is the 1984 film Footloose with Kevin Bacon and John Lithgow. Pretty excited to add that one into the collection. Like I said, it was on my wish list, and I found it, so that was pretty cool. Love when that happens. Next up is the stuff that I grabbed from, I guess we'll do the stuff I grabbed from my Delaware trip. Yeah, we'll do Delaware trip next, then we'll do Best Buy, then Hamilton book last. RJ picked this out. I'm not quite sure if he wanted it for himself. He said it caught his eye because it said Vans. He didn't know that the Warped Tour was a thing. I had to explain to him about that and how I went to Warped Tour back in the day. This is a store that everything used to be $1. If you guys watch Plaid X2, he's done videos from the Dollar Book Shuffle or about the Dollar Book Shuffle. They have a ton of books for $1. They had DVDs, CDs. They buy basically Gaylords full of media and sell all their books, CDs, DVDs, audiobooks for $1. But they've raised their prices since the last time I've been there. So now CDs are $1, DVDs are $2, audiobooks are $2, hardcover books are $2. So a bit of a bummer. but I found a few things for my collection. Like I said, RJ picked this one out. Lots of good bands on it. So I don't know if he wants it for him. If not, I'll keep it for my collection. But it is the Warped Tour 2001 Off the Wall CD, Volume 4. And I'm trying to see, is this the, oh, the artwork's in there wrong. Okay. Yes, it is the Off the Wall Collection, Volume 4. I thought that was a weird cover. Features the Bouncing Souls, Death by Stereo, Dropkick Murphys, Gob, Hives, Hot Water Music, Pennywise, The Slackers, Voodoo Glow Skulls. So lots of great bands. Then I got a couple concert DVDs. The first one I grabbed is the Complete Sessions at West 54th, and it is Ben Folds 5. I enjoy Ben Folds 5. Definitely, I don't know if I necessarily needed this, especially with the lack of space I have. But it caught my eye and I grabbed it. And then this was a fun find. I've seen these folks in concert because there's a lady in the band. Seen them in concert quite a few times. What is this? Bring this coupon to any Best Buy store and get $2 off their new album, The Truth, between January 10th and January 29th, 2006. That's when Best Buy carried CDs. Let's go in a time machine. And that is Bleeding Through, Wolves Among Sheep. So, like I said, I'm a fan of their music. This probably has concert footage and music videos. So I grabbed it, a DVD in a cool slim case. So the DVD, ooh, a cool slim case that just cracked. Nice! So for $2, I grabbed that. And then we went to Best Buy. I believe it was after the movies or before a movie. I forget why we were in the area of a Best Buy. I rarely go into Best Buy because the media section's so depressing anymore. But went in, they had their Black Friday shippers out early, and I got some 4K titles. The first one here is a movie that I've never seen. I know Bridget's a big fan of this one. I probably won't watch this. Wasn't a huge fan of The Labyrinth, which she had shown me before, and she had only had this on DVD, so I wanted to upgrade it for her. It was $9.99, and that is Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. So grab that for Bridget. A little bummed there was no slipcover, although I still have to go through my box of slipcovers to see if I can marry any of these slipless movies. Then these were only $7.99 a piece. So I grabbed them, even though I've never seen them. They're both Jack Ryan movies, and that is Patriot Games with Harrison Ford. Also in this one is James Earl Jones, Thor Birch, Sean Bean, James Earl Jones, and others. So I grabbed that, and I grabbed The Sum of All Fears with Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck, and I believe Liev Schreiber. Yep, Liev Schreiber is in it as well. James Cromwell, Bruce McGill, Philip Baker Hall. So I grabbed both of these with slipcovers for $7.99. And then the last thing I got from there, I couldn't pass this up. I love the artwork of this steelbook. I had been sent a 4K of this movie when it first came out. Wasn't the biggest fan of the movie, but the steelbook is so cool, and it's a Lionsgate steelbook. So for $9.99, I decided to add it back into the collection because I love the artwork so much. That is the Spiral from the Book of Saul. I thought it was in the Book of Saul. I love the artwork of this steelbook. I don't know why. It just hits so much for me. It slaps, as the kids say. But yeah, I grabbed this. It was $9.99 to add back into the collection. So Spiral. I feel like that stuff's going to fall. And then the last group of stuff, guys, I got 5 titles from Hamilton Book. Like I said, it was in a huge box. I didn't really have room. It's holidays. You can already see I have stuff on the shelves for... I have November unboxings. I got December stuff. So I got 5 titles for me. 4 Blu-rays and a 4K. I'm going to show the 4K first. This was simply a price point buy. This was $5.99. Owned it on Blu-ray. Figured I'd upgrade it to 4K. I do want to revisit this at some point. And that is Baywatch, starring Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. Also Alexandra Daddario. Who's the other woman in this? She's not even on the back. Her name is not on the back. So, grab that for $5.99. then I got this. This movie caught my eye. It was pretty inexpensive. Basically about John DeLorean, but it's a fictionalization. And it stars Corey Stoll, Judy Greer, Lee Pace, and Jason Sudeikis. And it's a film called Driven. Just caught my eye. It was cheap. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't a lot. So I grabbed that. This one, Bridget has wanted me to watch. We were going to try to watch it during the Halloween season. It just didn't work out. So we have it on physical now, so it'll be a lot easier to be able to watch it. And that is Stephen King's Children of the Corn. Did not own this, so this was like $4.95 or $5.95, so I grabbed that one. This was a movie I believe I got from the library and was blown away by how much I enjoyed it. It is a Shout Factory film. Starring Stephen Dorff. I don't even recognize any of the other people. And it came with a slipcover. I highly recommend this if you enjoyed the movie Warrior. I really think you would enjoy this film. And it's called Embattled. I really, really highly recommend this one. Embattled. It was very good. It's basically about a father who's a big MMA fighter. Son follows in his footsteps. And then they decide to fight one another through some stuff that happens. So there's a mentally disabled younger brother that the dad kind of like left the mom because he couldn't handle the responsibility, and some stuff went down. So anyway, lots of twists, but a really good like mixed martial art fighting, like boxing and fighting movies kind of have the same type of story, but this is a really well done one that I had never heard of. It just caught my eye at a bookstore, or not a bookstore, a library. And I think I saw it, a trailer in another movie. The last title for the November pickups, guys. I listen to the Film Junk podcast. I'm very far behind on it, but I love the Film Junk podcast. I've listened for years now. And Jay, who is on the podcast, has done a few documentaries. And he always talks about one of his documentaries that he's done. And it came to Blu-ray. And I read the premise and I was like, this sounds really interesting. It's basically like about a Canadian guy who kind of was like before there was Jackass, before there was Tom Green, there was Ralph Zivaldi. And it was a Canadian cable access show called The Captain Video Show from 1990 and 1995. And he did a documentary about that guy. And they had this for $12.95. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Support Jay from Film Junk. And it is a film called Beauty Day. This, I don't even know what label put this out. Collective Video. So, it's written and directed by Jay Cheel. So, what's interesting is written and directed by him. I thought it was a documentary. Original clips from the show, starring Ralph Zivaldi as Captain Video. So, it caught my eye. It sounds really interesting. So, I grabbed that. And that is it, guys. That is everything I picked up in November, except for unboxings, which are coming in a future video. So, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you guys know when new videos are coming to the channel. Also, check out the description box down below where you can find links to my email address, P.O. Box, Amazon, wishlist, my Blu-ray.com profile, my eBay store, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and lastly, Letterboxd, where I rate and review all the movies that I watch. So thank you guys for watching. As always, until next time, who's down to movie?